Genuine Creole, uniquely Cajun.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Lockwood Funeral Home in Houston, Texas blends traditional values with modern ideas to honor the individual spirit. We'll guide you through the process of planning a funeral or cremation from start to finish, meeting your needs and honoring your family traditions and personal preferences. We're here in your time of need. Lockwood Funeral Home has been serving the Houston community for over 50 years, and we have burial and cremation packages available for you and your family. Give us a call at 713-633-1421 or visit our website at lockwoodfuneralhome.net.
Scratches for tonight's game for Tomball under head coach Colin Grubb. Hayes Swartz, Noah Zimmerman, Cole Grubb, Sidney Newton, Joshua Matykov, Nicholas Febo, and Christian Wahuber are scratched from your lineup. For Ridge Point, scratch Brent Kasich, Jeb Gould, Charlie Blake, Kean Stafford, Elon Schmoish, and Brock Cote. The goaltending matchup in goal for Tomball, the junior Cohen Grubb, 19 games played, 1-14-4 record with a 4.69 goals against average and an .864 save percentage. Kai Weaver gets the start. The other goaltender for Ridge Point, Brooke Boltina, out for the season due to injury. Weaver in 17 games, 7-5-2, a 3.80 goals against average and an .861 save percentage. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Walk-Up Company, Metal Fabricators. Starting for Tomball, Will Shimp, Blake Shimp, and Trey Kukla up front. On defense, Thomas Wynn and Bill Sun. For Ridge Point, starting on the back end, Jackson Gross and Nolan Boltina. Up front, Drew Blake, Hayden Haas, and Brendan Ryan. Tomball in white, Ridge Point in black. Panthers will skate from left to right here in the first period. Tomball from right to left. So Grubb to my right and Weaver to my left. Only win of the season for Tomball came in their first game of the ISHL campaign against San Antonio. This is a team that's averaging 1.8 goals a game. And talking with head coach Colin Grubb before the game, just asked him, what's the reason for the paltry 1.8 goals per game? He said, just don't have enough scorers right now. It's a 2-year program, and they're building. And hopefully they will continue to try to improve. 3 wins as a program since they came into the league last season. Ridge Point is second amongst ISHL teams in goals per game with a 5.9 goals per game average. Second only to Klein, who has a 6.2 goals per game average. The officials for tonight's game, the referees are Paul Wilkinson and George Lahaki. Working the lines, Andrew McCrae and John Dibbard. Ridge Point locked into the 3 seed in the South Division. They will meet Cinco Ranch in the first round of the South Division playoffs next Friday night right here on the Legacy Sports Network, while PFC will take on Seven Lakes. Will Shimp and twin brother Blake Shimp on the ice for this opening shift. It is Will who will take the face-off, lose it to Drew Blake, and this game is underway. Bill Sun slaps it back to the Ridge Point blue line. Filtered ahead for Hayden Haas to carry it in across the line. Haas on his forehand, shoots, and that is kicked away by Cohen Grubb. Worked around to the near boards, pitching in half wall, Jackson Gross. Sent back up top for a wrist shot by Brendan Ryan that hits a high stick, ricochets into the corner, and a whistle for the high stick. The faceoff will come all the way down to the Ridge Point zone. 25 seconds gone by here in the first period. Tomball has a goal differential of -56. That is last in the ISHL. Ridge Point second in the league with a +51 goal difference. Fed from left defense to right defense. Out of the reach of Sun. Forced out the center by Brendan Ryan. Carried in by Drew Blake. Drew Blake on his backhand, shoots, and a save by Cohen Grubb. Drew Blake is third in points per game this season in the ISHL, and he has it behind the Tomball goal. Sends a centering feed and a swing and a miss by Brendan Ryan. Skated out, here comes Weber. Weber for Tomball, dispossesses the puck at right defense, where it is lifted back out the center and carried in across the line by Hayden Hass. Cuts to his left, shoots and scores! Early goal by Ridge Point, 1:02 into this one, and Hayden Hass with the forehand. Scores his 8th goal of the season. Hayden Hass, sophomore, played in 18 of the 19 games so far for Ridge Point. Shimp played back to Oviedo Cardona, as a poke for him by Eric Gibson, comes back to get it in his own end. Played ahead for the chip in by Blake Shimp. Back out to center ice, Persons walks it in. Forced wide by Gibson. Turns with the puck, ladled it back to Oviedo Cardona, and he shoots one wide. Comes back to be played by Blake Shimp as he walks it in deep. Now it is Will Shimp. Filters a centering pass that goes all the way through. Onto the tape of Diego Cisneros. He lifts it out to center ice. It'll be collected by Will Shimp as Will carries it across the line. Forced wide to his right. Ibrahim there defensively, slapped into the corner by Will Shimp, and played up the boards but not out as Oviedo Cardona keeps it alive. Now Drew Blake make it Mauro Rusiti. Bodies go down in the form of Thomas Persons. It's a 2-on-2 battle right in front of the Tomball bench. 2:10 gone by, check it, 2:20 gone by. Kukla lifts it in deep. Ibrahim up the near boards for Diego Cisneros. Tries the lead one ahead, swung and missed on his outlet pass. It's backhanded by Gibson. Back come Tomball. Bill Sun, the junior, weaving through traffic, but the play is whistled offside. 1-0 Ridge Point on a goal at 62 seconds in by Hayden Hass. And the faceoff comes out to center ice. Ridge Point without their leading scorer, Kean Stafford, who has 5 hat tricks this season. Also without Charlie Blake, who's first in assist in the league. Here's Boltina striding in. Puck rolls to Cohen Grubb, and he gets a stop with 12:10 remaining in the first period. It is a 1-0 Panther lead. This is the first game between these two. First game was not one to remember if you're a fan of Tomball, as they were crushed back on December 5th, 9-1. Panthers got 4-point outings for both Charlie Blake and Kean Stafford, with Stafford notching a hat trick in the win. They battled in the Tomball zone. Wynn couldn't clear the zone. Here's Drew Blake. Down low for Haas and a kick save. A beauty by Cohen Grubb as Tomball lifted back into the Panther zone. Tomball were outshot in that loss 60-11, but one of their 11 shots got past Boltina as Bill Sun scored. Here's brother Nolan putting on the brakes at the half wall on the right wing boards to the high slot. It is poked out. And here comes Person. Person striding in past Brendan Ryan with a wrist shot. A save by Weaver. His first test of the night. From left to right, the pass picked off. Person has Gilstorf with him. Stationed at the top of the crease, and the pass got through him. Comes back out to center ice for Oviedo Cardona to play. Along from right to left come Tomball. On the wraparound, forced wide, this is Will Shimp. Back to Oviedo Cardona, and his shot ricochets up over the and there's a pass for Will Shimp to shoot. And save made. Omega, he shot it wide. Persons loses it, and here comes Drew Blake from left to right. Nearly 5 minutes gone by as Drew Blake, forced wide, cuts in behind the net, looking for a centering feed, holding on to it. It's kicked to the far boards. and poked out the center ice. Here comes Will Shemp. Gets by Gross. Will Shemp on the backhand. He scores to tie the game at 1. His team high 8th goal of the season. And at 4:37 of the first period, Will Shemp ties us up at 1. One game at 4:37. Ridge Point shut out for the first time this season on Sunday by straight Jesuit. Stafford and Charlie Blake didn't play in that game either, not playing tonight. Weaver was 24 of 26 in goal. Panthers were outshot 26-20 on Sunday. Shot from the half wall was blocked. That came from Bill Sunstick, and it is sent all the way down. No icing will be called. Played by Cohen Grubb to his left. Up ahead for Garrett Weber. And then Sun tracks it down in his own end. Ozarkoya on the forecheck. Puck carried out from right to left. Sent ahead by Kukla. And Tomball gained the zone. Sun steers with his backhand to the near boards. Tried to play it back. It's picked off by Boltina. And he'll backhand it out to the neutral zone. Gibson got caught between two Tomball players. Ozarkoya comes in across the line. Offside. .9:22 remaining in the first period. 1-1 game. Goals by Hayden Hass at 1:02 for Ridge Point. 4:37 the time of the tying goal. Scored by Will Shemp, his 8th goal of the season. Tomball has just one senior on this team. It's to scratch Nicholas Febo. 13 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 2 freshmen for head coach Colin Grubb. In deep, it's Drew Blake. Centering pass in the left wing circle, hops up. Taken down by Will Shemp, who carries behind his own net. And with speed, he bursts through the neutral zone. Over the blue line, Shemp got tangled up by Boltina, and he sends it out to center ice. Persons to the red line. One-on-one battle. Drew Blake beaten on the play by Will Shemp, who shoots from distance wide to the right of Weaver. Now Blake Shemp sends it down the boards along the left wing side, peeling away with it, left wing circle. In deep, a backhander. Weaver stops Persons. Now Brendan Ryan outlets to center ice. Drew Blake, he will stride in. Motor in on Cohen Grubb. Left it there at the side of the net. And Haas almost had his second goal, but he shot it wide. 8:10 to go first period. 1-1 tie. Nolan Boltina to center ice. Eventually onto the stick of Blake Shemp as he steers it in, but it's deflected into the Ridge Point bench. Nearly 7 minutes gone by. Face off to the left of Weaver. Pass behind Cisneros at center. Chopped to the neutral zone for the carry on by Thomas Wynn. Wynn looking to send one towards goal. Backhander. Has it on the backhand again, out of the reach of Garrett Weber, who was stationed at the top of the crease. Here's a drive into the catching glove of Kai Weaver from Gulstorf. Face off in the offensive zone for Tomball. Shot from the top of the right wing circle, well wide. Will Shemp ladled it back for a shot from the left point by Wynn. That was blocked. Never reached Weaver. Nolan Boltina from left to right. Tries to get by Sun. Boltina canceled out by Sun, but has possession, shoots from the circle, and a stop made by Cohen Grubb. Now Boltina, tough angle, tried to lift one over the shoulder, and he shot it over the crossbar. Tomball in possession as Wynn goes rink wide with his feet out of the reach of Gulstorf. Gibson has it handed to him by Boltina. Filters it ahead. And then Gibson got it back and shot it in. Comes right back out to the neutral zone as Will Shimp will motor in across the line. Leaves it for Kukla. Kukla shoots. Weaver makes the save as he sits on it. 6:42 to go. One tie. 6:42 to go. Face off to the right of Weaver. And it's a win and a backhander by Kukla wide onto the stick of Boltina. Up the boards for Haas. Tries to outlet it on a lead to Brendan Ryan. Turn back into the Ridge Point zone. Off the stick of Persons. Down goes a Panther. Now is Hayden Haas. Played up the near boards. And Oviedo Cardona couldn't keep the zone. Now here's Furlong, who's the only player on Tomball that doesn't go to Tomball or Tomball Memorial High School. In fact, he goes to the international school. And he's the only one that was on the team that came from the draft. Furlong behind the goal. Centering pass, and Will Shimp couldn't get a shot off. Oviedo Cardona shoots into the glove of Kai Weaver. 5:57 remaining in period number 1. 1-1 game. Tomball coming in off a 4-2 defeat at the hands of Fair Creek. Will Shimp and Colin Furlong each scored in the loss. Cohen Grubb was 25 of 29 in net. Tomball outshot 29-24 in the 4-2 defeat. Sent down the length of the pond. This will go for icing, stopping things with 5:46 remaining in the first. Not nearly the size of the crowd we had for Straight Jesuit and Cinco Ranch. A decent crowd on hand for the back end of our doubleheader tonight. Mauro Citi. You see Lloyd on the back of his jersey. He lost his jersey. Kids these days. So he wears a former Panthers jersey. Zach Lloyd. Here's Drew Blake. Carries in across the line. He blasts one, and it's kicked out by Grubb. Blake got it back, shot it again, and Grubb with a left pad save. Rink-wide pass brought in by Weber, and he is canceled out by Boltina. Up ahead for Hayden Haas. He's got the goal for Ridge Point at 62 seconds of this first period. Played up the boards. Got by Weber. Here's Boltina holding, looking. Slaps one, that one wide of a punching Cohen Grubb. Rossetti down the boards into the corner for Haas. Haas has Drew Blake right at the top of the goal crease, and he couldn't get a shot off. Blake with another backhander, and a backhander from up top by Haas, and he is stopped by Cohen Grubb. 4:39 remaining in the first period. And it's 1-1 here from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Michael Silvers with you. Delighted you've come along for the ride. Final weekend of the regular season here on the Legacy Sports Network. Our last regular season Friday night doubleheader. Face off to the left of Cohen Grubb. The junior netminder for Tomball. Had to fight that one off. Reversed by Garrett Weber to the far boards. And there's a collision. Two players get tangled up with each other. And then brought into the Ridge Point zone by Will Shimp. Will Shimp looking for a wraparound, forced wide. Still Shimp. Puck comes back to Furlong, and he loses it to Ozarkoya. Ozarkoya poked away from him by Furlong. And puck worked in deep. Ozarkoya below the goal line. Canceled out there behind the net by Oviedo Cardona. Lifts it up the near boards. Boltina keeps it alive. He hit Gibson, his teammate. Gibson turned his head to ask, hey, what are you doing here? Gibson down the left wing boards. Lost it at the half wall. Cross corner dump in by Ibrahim. 3:35 remaining as the Tomball skater goes down below the goal line, but they filter it out. Ahead just out of the reach of Will Shimp at center. Coming in is Furlong as he burrows in, strides to the slot, shoots off the glove of Weaver. Another save by the sophomore Kai Weaver, who stopped 24 of straight Jesuits' 26 shots on Sunday in the 2-0 loss. First and only shutout suffered by Ridge Point this season. Here's a long drive and a wrist shot by Will Shemp. Weaver makes another save with 2:58 to play. Darcy Ryan, acting head coach tonight, assisted by Elisa Flanagan and the injured Brooke Boltina. They're working the bench for Ridge Point. Face off to the right of Weaver. In deep, play at the boards to Drew Blake. And he will flex it out as he wedges in across the line. Drew Blake forced wide, now cuts in, and he lost it in the end as Bill Sun, with an excellent piece of defense, hassled him all the way. Sun turns with it, carries him behind his own net. He's watched by Hayden Hass. Up the boards but not out. Ricidi shoots one wide. Played up the near boards, hit the corner boards. There's a centering pass and a tough angle. With a shot in on Cohen Grubb. Comes back to Drew Blake, who softly backhands it wide to the right of Cohen Grubb. And then Tomball will just clear it all the way down and ice the puck. That stops the clock with 2:11 to play in the opening period. A 1-1 tie. A goal at 1:02 scored by Hayden Haas and a goal by Will Shemp tied things up at 4:37. Face off to the left of Grubb. Drew Blake works below the goal line. Paddled away at the side of the net by Grubb. Boltina chases after it left point, watches it go to the neutral zone at left defense. He's got Roger Gopel with him. Plays it up for Brendan Ryan to shoot in. Less than 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Hayden Haas working against Oviedo Cardona to the far boards. Flipped ahead but not out. Long shot, deflected, high off the inboard glass. Filtered ahead to the front of the net, but no shot taken by Ridge Point. In down low of Vito Cardona. Up ahead, along the right wing boards, Persons. Got a 2-on-2 developing here. Here's Will Shemp with a blast right into the stomach of Kai Weaver. That leaves 1:23 to go. 1-1 here in the first. Face off to the left of Weaver. Fourth in the ISHL in wins with 7. 380 goals against average. There is a shot right into the glove coming from Bill Sun. .861 save percentage for the sophomore. Another face off to the right of Weaver. Comes back to the point. Sun shoots well wide. 1:10 to go. Weber. Stalemate with Boltina at the half boards. Sent in on the cross corner by Wynn. Here's Eric Gibson. Coming in across the line along the left wing side. Shoots into the glove of Grubb. With 56.3 to go. Face-off win. Sent down the boards by Ridge Point. And past the stick of Ricidi. Now Will Shemp in a skate race. Boltina chops at it to the near boards, but not out of the zone. Persons keeps it alive. Takes it down the boards as he is worked on by Ricidi. Oviedo Cardona with a soft shot from the point. Poked ahead by Lloyd. Coming in across the line is Gibson with 29 seconds to go. Here's a shot that's blocked. Ooh, and Cohen Grubb had some trouble tracking that. Ends up making the save. Outlet pass blocked by Boltina. Has it at the half boards. Worked on by Persons. Still Boltina circling with it to the right wing circle. Dealt with in the corner by 2 Tomball skaters. Down low. Turned over to Tomball in the last 5 seconds of period number 1. Back out to the neutral zone. And that will do it for period number 1. Our score, 1-1 between Ridge Point and Tomball. This is the Legacy Sports Network.
Bonfire Wings is a neighborhood-based, fast casual counter-service restaurant. Bonfire Wings specializes in 12 unique flavors of hot wings. Traditional favorites like gumbo and boudin are mainstays. They boast wing sauces with creative names such as Cajun Mojo, Garlic Parmesan, Spicy Creole, Insanely Hot, the award-winning and top seller Honey Barbecue, Hot Lemon Pepper, and Sweet Heat. 2 Houston area locations including in North Shore on Wood Forest Boulevard. Bonfire Wings, genuine Creole, uniquely Cajun.
There are only 2 names to know when buying or selling commercial or residential real estate property. Kim Walt and Danette Watuski in Houston with RE/MAX Results are those 2 names. As part of RE/MAX Results, Kim Walt and Danette Watuski make your transaction smooth. RE/MAX Results, #WantToMove. Congratulates all local high school athletes. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
Excellence ER is a 24-hour, 7 days a week emergency room. That's mission is to provide top-tier emergency room facilities to regions and communities that have traditionally been undeserved. We strive to bring back the small-town community feel of medicine with all of the modern medical advancements. We're located at 15119 Wallaceville Road, Suite 100 in Houston, Texas. We have a new hospital coming soon to the area called East Houston Medical Center off Wallaceville Road. Visit us online at excellenceer.com. Excellence ER, don't wait.
Second period about to get underway. 1-1. Ridge Point and Tomball. Hayden Hass, the goal scorer for the Panthers. Will Shemp for Tomball. Tomball has it in the offensive zone, but they turn it over. And here comes Drew Blake skating in on a 2-on-1. Ryan angling to the net, but it's Drew Blake who shoots off the shoulder of Grubb. Up ahead for Persons. A couple of Tomball skaters get tangled up with each other, but they're able to force the puck out to center ice. It'll be lifted back in by Drew Blake. Bill Sun gets by a forechecking Brendan Ryan with speed. He gains the zone along the right wing side. Centering pass goes all the way through. Nobody home. Hayden Hass will backhand it, but not out. Kept alive by Persons. Kicked out by Haas. Played out by Boltina. Flipped back in by Ridge Point. Another shot. They scored! Drew Blake from a sharp angle. It is 2-1 Panthers. That goal comes at 55 seconds of period number 2. And for Drew Blake, who has 6 hat tricks on the season, that's goal number 27. Off the face-off, Nolan Boltina motors in. Cuts to the top of the slot. He shoots. Going Grubb. Ooh, he's looking behind him. Makes the save. 1:04 into period number 2. A couple of early goals in each of the first and second periods by Ridge Point. 62 seconds of the first, it was Haas. And then at 55 seconds of this second period, Drew Blake has given the Panthers a 2-1 lead. Work back. Center point, Boltina shoots, and a kick save by Grubb. Left wing corner, Ryan filters one all the way through. Here's Weber for Tomball. Lead pass to Blake Shemp. He carries it across, and then he will wedge it in deep. Boltina, first one there. Up the far boards. And then skated out by Ridge Point. Drew Blake canceled out at the blue line. Good piece of defending by Colin Furlong. Panthers tag back up and filter it back in. Shuttled up the boards. Kept alive by Boltina, left point. Down the boards for Ryan. Centering pass. Hayden Haas has trouble with it. Avito Cordona on him. Furlong below his own goal line. Plays up the far boards, and Kukla will skate it out. With Nolan Boltina, the only one back defensively for the Panthers. And he gets it past. They will knock Kukla off the puck. Furlong has it at his own blue line now after Ridge Point clear. Sent back in by Furlong, number 23 for Tomball. Pitchfork back out to center ice by Ridge Point. Persons puts Gibson down on the ice. Pass is intercepted. Here comes Will Shimp. Steered off by Blake. He pitches it out the center. Ozerkoya's stick. Now he strides in across the line. Tries to get one towards Gibson, but it's redirected behind the net. And Boltina has it, right wing circle, shoots into the glove and off the glove of Grubb. Here's Bill Sun now for Tomball, left to right as they motor here in the second half, or second period. Sent in deep after the turnover into the Tomball zone. Persons loses the handle, and now Will Shimp will skate it out along the left wing boards. He's be watched by Maura Rusiti, and they leave it at the half wing wall. Will it be played back out to center ice for the carry in by Boltina. Sun all over him. Boltina turns with the puck and then loses it as the numbers game catches up to him. Poked out to center ice by Tomball with 11:40 to play. And a 2-1 Ridge Point lead here, second period, from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Michael Silvers with you. Delighted to have you with us. Right defense in his own end, it's Bill Sun. Ahead for Will Shimp at the red line. Turned over. And Gibson carries in across the line, offside. Coming up next Friday night, it's an ISHL playoff doubleheader as we will have a pair of South Division postseason matchups for you. First, it's the 3-6 game at 6:10, and then the 4-5 tilt at 7:50. Our coverage will get started around 6 p.m. right here on the Legacy Sports Network. Face-off out at center, just outside of the Tomball zone. Weber late coming on the ice. Avery Jones lost the face-off. Here's Ibrahim in his own end, taken off the play. Weber shoots. That's deflected over the goal. Battle along the near boards. 3 Tomball skaters, 2 Panthers. Weber in support, hops over him, and now Avery Jones. High slot. Houston from behind couldn't get a shot off, and she steers it into the corner. Shuttled in deep. Jones on the forecheck, working against Rusiti. Now up the far boards, it's Haas. Outlets to Ryan, who has to wait for the puck at center. Ryan comes in across the line. Still Brendan Ryan with a pass across. Hayden Hass shoots it, scores! What a feed from Ryan. And Cohen Grubb beaten for the second time by Hayden Hass. 3-1 Panthers. (3-1) the score. That goal comes at 4:27, second goal of the night. Scored by Hayden Haas, who had 7 coming in. Ibrahim hands it over to Rusiti. Up the right wing boards, Haas lost it at center. Vito Cardona. They play in the neutral zone. Carried back by Rusiti. Turned over at center. Blake Ship comes in across the line offside. 4:50 gone by here in the second period. Face off to center ice, outside of the Panther zone. Will Shimp won it. Furlong tried to shoot it in, but whiffed. Vito Cardona up the boards. Still in the Tomball zone. Will Shimp couldn't poke it out. Feathered in deep. Cisneros tried to play it there. It ricochets to Gibson, but passed his stick. And now it's Will Shimp. Got a 2-on-2 here. Shimp on his forehand, shoots, punched away by Weaver. Blake Shimp, canceled out by Gibson. They battle along the half wing boards. Here's a long shot, snapping it wide was Bill Sun. Furlong keeps it alive, right point. Tried to play it down the boards, but the Panthers able to clear it out to center ice and send it in deep. Sun chases after it. 5:45 gone by, second period. Will Shimp, his team trailing by 2. Skates in and is shouldered down with a big hit. It was Nolan Boltina. Thomas Wynn was on his brakes. Played it up for Kukla. It ricochets back to Wynn. Out of the forechecking reach of Ozarkoya. And it'll be skated out by Kukla. To center ice. Skating backwards is Boltina. Kukla, wrist shot. That is just off target. Boltina battling with Will Shimp in the corner. Puck is loose. Here's Weber behind the net. Turns with it. Lays it across the right wing corner. It's picked off by Boltina. He lifts it ahead for Brendan Ryan, who's got a breakaway. Wynn speeds ahead to get back there, and the shot off target as it goes wide to the left of Grubb. Pass comes back. Rossetti with a wrist shot punched away by Grubb. 8:15 remaining in the second period. 3-1 Panthers as they will recoil in their own end with Rossetti. Up for Boltina. Persons picks his pocket. Now Drew Blake carries into the zone along the left wing boards. Drew Blake, a goal scorer. Shoots! And that one ricocheted to the left wing corner. Maybe Cohen Grubb got a piece of it. Then another shot is kicked away by Grubb. And it's Rossetti recoiling at center. Hands over to right defense for the blast in by Boltina to the left of Grubb. 7:40 to go, second period, 3-1 Panthers. Puck takes a weird deflection off the corner boards, and it's Bill Sun who will stride into the zone. Shoots, that's redirected by Rossetti, wide of the goal. Boltina will play it in his own corner.
We've got the power to make
Now Brendan Ryan, stick handling, in on goal, shoots. Grubb makes the stop. Comes back to Rossetti. Wrist shot. That one stopped by Grubb with the paddle. Able to fall on the loose puck. Nearly 8 minutes gone by here in the second period. A 3-1 Panther lead. They won this game the first time these two teams played 9-1 back in December. Face off to the right of Cohen Grubb. His brother Cole scratched from the lineup tonight. Tomball sends it all the way down, and they'll be whistled for icing with 8 minutes exactly gone here in the second period. It's been a tough 2 seasons for Tomball. 3 wins in 2 seasons. Will Shimp lost the draw. He's got 3 2-goal games in his career for Tomball. He's watching the play develop in the corner. It's Gibson on a backhand. He hits the side of the net. Oviedo Cardona up the near boards. Ibrahim sends it in down low for a backhand centering pass that was to the stick of a Tomball skater since no Panther was in the slot. 6.5 to go here in the second. That puck goes all the way through, and icing will be called on Ridge Point. Face off down to Kai Weaver's left. Tomball trailing by 2. Offensive zone draw. The junior Avery Jones will take it for her Tomball team. Slaps it into the corner. Played up. Here's a shot by Sun, and Weaver got a piece of it. Far boards Weber at the half wall. Ladled it back for Sun, who shoots, and Weaver got another piece of that. Backhanded up the boards by Jackson Gross, but Sun flips one towards goal. And another save by Weaver. 8:56 gone by. Period number 2. 3-1 Panthers. Ridge Point with 3 seniors, 9 sophomores, 5 juniors, and 2 freshmen on this team. No penalties yet taken by either squad. Bill Sun shoots from the point. Weaver has trouble with it, but he makes the save as Gibson lifts it out. Sun will angle off Cisneros. Played up the boards. Jones tied up with Gibson. They battle at the half boards. Ozarkoya against 2 Tomball players. Sun stick handles, loses it to Boltina. Boltana in, and he backhands one and scores. 4-1 Ridge Point after the turnover as Nolan Boltana scores number 7 this season. Five even strength goals through a period and a half. 4 by Ridge Point, 1 by Tomball. This was a 1-1 game at the end of the first period. And now 3 goals here in the second, scored by Ridge Point. Drew Blake wedged off the play by Furlong. Furlong up the boards for Will Shimp. Told you he has 3 2-goal games in his career. Persons strides in across the line, drops it back. Will Shimp had it poked from him by Hayden Hass. Now Furlong at right defense for Tomball. Off the boards to Kukla. He motors it across the line. Kukla drops it back. Will Shimp snaps one just past the reach of Kai Weaver. In deep, Will Shimp has it in the corner. Centering feed comes back for a one-timer. They score! Persons! Goal number 2 for Tomball as Persons tallies at 10:06 of the second period. 4th goal for the junior. Took a deflection going in, and Weaver beaten by number 55. Now Drew Blake off the faceoff, carries in, right wing circle, shoots wide. Near boards, Ibrahim keeps it alive. Turned over to Weber. Weber from left to right. Comes in across the line. As he gains the offensive zone, and he's worked off the puck by Ibrahim. Now it's Ryan to the neutral zone. Sent back in by Tomball. As Ibrahim plays up the right wing boards on the lead pass, stopping just inside the line. Drew Blake forced out by Gulstorff. Now Drew Blake carries back in, loses it to Avery Jones, and she turns it over to Hayden Haas. Plays it back to Ibrahim, working at the point, keeps it alive. Down the boards into the corner for Haas. Has Drew Blake behind the goal, looking to filter one in front. On the backhand, it's turned over. Back comes Tomball. Weber to Furlong, cuts wide to his right. Furlong, forced behind the net. Sends one to the front, and Weaver makes the stop. 3:47 remaining in period number 2. 4-2 Ridge Point. Panthers had their 5-game winning streak ended on Sunday when they were shut out for the first time this season by Strake Jesuit, who you heard just before this game won their 20th of the season. Finished the regular season 20-0-0. First time a team did that since the 02-03 Woodlands team that eventually went on to win the Justice Cup. Furlong with a wrist shot. Weaver made the save, gave him a rebound, sent back into the Tomball zone, and with speed to track it down. It'll be Thomas Wynn. Now Persons. And across the line, right wing side, snaps one into the glove of Kai Weaver, stopping things with 3:25 remaining in the second period. Offensive zone draw forthcoming for Tomball. And a win by Will Shimp. Persons stood up into the boards. Shimp helps him out with support. Comes back to the top of the right wing circle. Sends it across for a wrist shot. They score! What a big goal by Thomas Wynn. And it cuts the deficit to 1. Well, after 3 straight goals were scored by Ridge Point to start this second period, Tomball have answered with 2. Thomas Wynn scores his 4th goal of the season, and the deficit is 1. It was once 3. And they'll play with 10 minutes gone by here in the second. Drew Blake flips one off the left pad of Cohen Grubb. Wynn, the goal scorer, has it deep in his own end. Stick handling and sends a lead out of the reach of Kukla. And will go for icing. 2:50 to play. Second period goal scored by Drew Blake, Hayden Hass, which is his second of the game, Nolan Boltina, all for Ridge Point. Then Persons and Wynn. The last two goals of this period scored for Tomball. Puck to the side of Grubb. Pass is picked off by Avery Jones, and she lifts it to the neutral zone. Ibrahim turns back to Brendan Ryan at the red line. Now circling in the neutral zone, Drew Blake. Blake striding, now lifting it in deep. They'll go burrowing on the forecheck. Wynn is there. Got it off the ricochet in the corner boards. Got it right back again. Try to feed it ahead for Weber. Sent back down the boards to Drew Blake. Behind Grubb. Now it's Bill Sun. He's got speed. He gets it into the neutral zone, but it's flipped back in by Haas. Nearly 13 minutes gone by here in period number 2. It is a 4-3 game. Weber has trouble with it. Here's Drew Blake with a blast, and that one got through, but just stayed at the doorstep, and then they score! Hayden Hass with the hat trick. 5-3 Ridge Point. Grubb made the save on the slap shot along the right wing boards. It came from Drew Blake. It was rolling to the doorstep. It looked like it was swiped away, but then Hayden Hass buried it. He has the hat trick, and a 2-goal lead is restored for Ridge Point. 13:06, the time of the goal. 6 goals combined here by the two teams in the second period. Back in the Tomball zone, up the near boards, Dulstorff. Couldn't clear it, but it'll be walked out by Oviedo Cardona. Now Will Schemp left it behind. Hayden Haas backhands it to the neutral zone. Here's Furlong. Goes rink wide to the neutral zone, out of the reach of Persons. And it's backhanded in deep by Haas, who's got 3 of Ridge Point's 5 goals so far tonight. Furlong ahead for Will Schemp. He was early into the zone. The play is whistled down for an offside. 13:45 gone by here in this second period. Ridge Point once led this game 4-1. Saw their lead cut to 1. Now it's back to 2. Face off to the left of Grubb. Won by Schemp. Oviedo Cardona playing against Gibson on the forecheck below the goal line, and now Will Schemp will carry up the left wing boards from left to right as you look at play. Schemp cuts in, shoots, Weaver with the stop. Jackson Gross had fallen down defensively as Schemp came in on goal. 14 minutes gone by, 58.3 seconds remaining here in the second period. We're live from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Michael Silvers here with you. My partner David Feliciano will be back for the playoff doubleheader next week. Swept around the goal, coming up this left side, out of the reach of Boltina, and comes back out to center ice. 45 seconds to go. Thomas Wynn in across the line, got by Boltina, centering pass, disrupted by Boltina, and kept alive at the right point by Furlong. Furlong to the right wing circle, looking to shoot one. That one blocked by Rossini. It hops up out of play. 31.6 seconds remaining in period number 2. Face off will be in the Ridge Point zone to the left to sophomore netminder Kai Weaver. 31.6 seconds remaining. 6 combined goals here in this second period. It all got started at 55 seconds of the second as Drew Blake scored for Ridge Point. Face-off win for Tomball. Right circle shot, Furlong, rebound. After it was blocked, Shemps sailed it wide. Comes back, Wynn shoots from distance from the left point. His shot was off target. Now Cisneros clears the zone, past the reaching stick of Wynn. Azakoya hot on his trail. It's kept alive in the offensive zone. Boltena in deep, side of the net. On the backhander, puck is loose in front, and Tomball will be able to skate it out of danger in the last 3 seconds of the second period. And that does it for period number 2. 5-3 Panthers after 2, and this is the Legacy Sports Network.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
DeRoche Partners, LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
At McCree Ford, we know you have a lot of choices on where to buy your next vehicle. We have spent over 70 years treating our customers like family, and our mission is still the same, to treat you with honesty, integrity, and respect. Come see us. There is no obligation to buy, and we can walk you through our transparent process. There are no surprises at the end. Plus, McCree Ford customers can take advantage of our free Loaners for Owners program. Come see why our customers say, McCree Ford, that's my dealer. Located on I-45 South, exit 19 in Dickinson, or shop McCreeford.com.
Coming up next Friday night, it's an ISHL playoff doubleheader as we will have a pair of South Division postseason matchups for you. First, it's the 3-6 game as Ridge Point will take on Cinco Ranch at 6:10, and then PFC will meet Seven Lakes at 7:50 in the 4-5 game. Our coverage will get started at around 6 p.m. right here on the Legacy Sports Network. Third period about to get underway, 5-3 Panthers, 6 goals scored in the second period. Drew Blake, Hayden Hass, and Nolan Boltena started things off. Eventually gave Ridge Point a 4-1 lead. Then Tomball got 2 back as Persons and Wynn scored. Then Hayden Hass with the hat trick goal at 13:06 of period number 2. And now these two teams will lock up for the final 15 minutes. Here from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center, Michael Silvers with you. Weaver to my left, Grubb to my right. Avery Jones and Drew Blake for the third period faceoff. Paul Wilkinson drops the puck, and the faceoff will be controlled by Tomball as Wynn tried to filter it to the neutral zone for Weber. Weber ends up getting it back, banks it off the boards, but Mauro Rossetti turns it back the other way. It'll be carried in by Drew Blake, who winds and fires high over the goaltender, Cohen Grubb. Now to the side of net, Blake shoots, and he scores. And now it is 6-3 as another 3-goal lead for the Panthers as Drew Blake scores his second of the game. And another early goal. First, it was Hayden Haas in the first period at 62 seconds. And then 55 seconds into the second period, Drew Blake scored. And now he scores again, this time at 26 seconds of period number 3. That's his second goal. All goals scored tonight, even strength markers. Not a single penalty taken by either team. Which is no surprise if you know anything about the Ridge Point Panthers. They have the least amount of penalty minutes spent collectively, only 90 minutes in penalties this season. So off the face-off, another 3-goal lead for the Panthers. Here's Will Schemp. Carries in his own end. Goes rink wide with his pass, but falling down was Kuklik. Hop back up, only to see the puck go back into his own end. Bill Sun disrupts things at the half-wing wall and plays it all the way down. This won't go for icing as the shavings of the ice surface slow the puck down. Ricidi ahead for Drew Blake to tee up, and then he gets tied up with his own man, Hayden Haas. And a tough angle shot that hits part of the iron and goes behind the goal. Persons collects for Tomball, puts on the brakes behind his netminder. Then his outlet pass was blocked by Drew Blake into the corner, but it's eventually skated out by Tomball as Will Shemp, who's one of the goal scorers for Tomball, puts on the brakes, left wing circle, tries a centering pass that was out of the reach of Kukla. And now Drew Blake ahead for Brendan Ryan as he strides in across the line. Is taken off the play by Oviedo Cardona. Back to the neutral zone, will be brought back in by Boltena. Boltena with a long wrist shot that was blocked in the slot. And then it'll be carried out by Kukla to feed ahead to Will Shemp. He gets past Ozerkoya. Centering pass, Kukla chips it wide. Almost 2 minutes gone here in the third period. Oviedo Cardona's long wristed shot from the left point is stopped by Weaver. .155 gone by here in this third period. Face off to the right of Weaver. Jones will take the offensive zone draw. Tied up with Gibson. Cisneros couldn't get the puck. And Ozerkoya will skate it out. Drives in. Poked out of his reach by Furlong. Gibson slaps it back in. So the delayed offside. So the Panthers have to touch up. Left defense off the turnover. It's Nolan Boltena. He's got a goal tonight, but he loses it in the neutral zone. Weber back to Jones. And then spun back in by Boltena. Tries to find a streaking Ozerkoya, but Boltena's taken off the play. And now Weber has it near boards, deep in his own end. Turned over on the intercept, Gibson. Gibson, stick handle, shoots. That one's soft. That rolls off target. Cisneros is calling for the puck on the backhand. He gets it to Gibson. Gibson comes in, shoots. That one blocked by Furlong. 3 minutes gone by here in the third. Turned over in the neutral zone as Boltena sends it to the near board, just out of the Tomball zone. Now coming back in is Furlong. Furlong has Weber with him. Backhander, that one blocked below the goal line. Boltena with a good piece of defense coming back. And he will lug it up the ice. Send one all the way through. That goes for icing. 11:37 remaining in period number 3. 6-3 Panthers. Hayden Haas leading the way with a hat trick. Drew Blake with a couple. Faceoff comes down to Kai Weaver. Faceoff to his right. Hayden Haas will take it against Will Shemp. Faceoff win. Bill Sun with a wrist shot. That's blockered away by Weaver. Win kept it in the zone at the left point. Now Shemp with a wrist shot kicked away by Weaver. To the near boards. Haas outlets the center. Comes all the way down. Grubb will be forced to play it. And actually he'll just stop it as he puts his glove on the ice with 3:44 gone here in the third. 6-3 Panthers. Ridge Point will get the Cinco Ranch Cougars. First round of the ISHL playoffs next weekend. Tomball will face the second place team in the North Division, the Klein squad. Unless they have a way to get first place against Cy Woods, they're playing them tonight. Game's probably over. It started at 7:05. 2 points separated the two in the North Division. Tomball bringing up the rear at 1:14-4. Brendan Ryan tries the backhand at the center. It's kept in the zone by Tomball. Down to the side of the net for Will Shemp to shoot. Weaver closes his left arm to his body. Makes the save with 10:38 to go. Panthers up by 3. Another offensive zone draw coming up for Tomball. I believe of the skaters for Tomball, only 2 actually go to Tomball High School. The rest go to Memorial. Then you have Furlong, who was a drafted player. He goes to the international school. Gibson, striding from left to right, gains the zone, shoots into the glove of Grubb. 10:25 now remaining. The Interscholastic Hockey League is a production of the Legacy Sports Network and Max Sports TV. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Legacy Sports Network and Max Sports TV is strictly prohibited. They battle below the goal line in the Tomball zone. Ozarkoya along the inboards, looking for a centering feed to Gibson, just out of his reach. Then he shoots and scores, and he pops the Gatorade bottle off the top of the goal. 7-3 Ridge Point as Eric Gibson scores his 7th goal of the season. Seven to 3 at 4:54 of the third period. Gibson off the tie-up center. Backhanded in deep. Well, tried to anyway. Now he ends up forehanding it in deep. Furlong up the near boards, out to center ice. Jackson Gross will hand it back to Boltina. Shuttles it ahead for Eric Gibson. Down the left wing boards. Persons backhands it into center. Spun back in by Gross. Panthers tag back up. Rink wide, out of the reach of Furlong. Sent back in by Gibson. Poked back out by Tomball. Played back in their own zone by Gulstorff, and then turned over Boltina. 7-3 Ridge Point. Boltina wiped out on the play. Good piece of defense by Oviedo Cardona. Now Tomball skated out from right to left. Will Shemp gains the zone, skates in on Weaver and scores! No, off the post! Will Shemp almost had his second. I thought that one got by Weaver. In fact, it clanked off the post. Will Shemp, rink-wide centering feed. Here comes Thomas Wynn. He's got a goal for Tomball tonight in the last 8:45 as he loses an edge. Now it's Haas. He's got Brendan Ryan all alone. Lead pass to him. He struggles with it, but then skates in. And a good piece of defense by Thomas Wynn as he comes back to take Ryan off the play. Now they battle on along the near boards. 2 Tomball skaters and 2 Panthers. It's Persons and Wynn along with Blake and Ryan. They continue to battle along the near boards. It comes back out. Ryan shoots, blocked by Gulstorff. And Ryan plays it into the corner. Haas below the goal line. Hassled by Bill Sun. They both battle with their sticks, and Sun comes away with it with 7 minutes gone by here in the third. It is 7-3 Ridge Point. Ahead now for Will Shemp as he shoots into the glove. As that one was sailing wide, Weaver made a glove save. 8:09 gone. Take it, 7:09 gone. It is 7-3 Panthers. Drew Blake is making his exit. Maybe he has to go. I guess he's had enough. See if he comes back. He was late arriving here anyway, just made it in before face-off, before warm-ups actually. Persons canceled out by Gibson. Puck in the neutral zone and carried in by Haas, who's working off a hat trick tonight. Maybe looking for 4 goals. Looking to wrap around, forced wide, and now Weber will skate it out for Tomball. 7.5 gone by, and Haas takes Weber down along the near boards. Receding. Tried to find Ryan. Blake Shemp picked it off. Eventually shot back in, though, deep into the Tomball zone. Ryan in on the forecheck of Persons. Persons gets by Ryan, up to Blake Shemp. Couldn't backhand it out of the zone. Sent down the boards by Ricidi. And it filtered back out to Weber. Weber now will carry him. Good stick handling past Ibrahim, but then an active stick by Ricidi. And now it's Jones. Forced wide. Her shot off target. Weber will get to the puck along with Ibrahim. And it's kicked by Ibrahim. And eventually skated out by Ibrahim. Poke down closer into the corner now. Ibrahim tried a centering pass. Stick failed him. Vito Cardona along the far boards. Has some help with Blake Shemp. To the near boards and Weber. 6.5 to go. 7-3 Ridge Point. Lifted to the left of Grubb by Gibson. Here comes Persons. Persons puts on the brakes in his own end and hands it up. Or it'll be played up to the neutral zone to Garrett Weber, then turn back. Here's Boltina with a drive, and it's in past the left shoulder of Grubb. 8-3 Ridge Point. That's Boltina's second. It comes at 8:53 of the third period. One more goal for Ridge Point will commence a running clock if they can get a 6-goal lead. Boltina at 8:53. 6 minutes to go. 9 minutes gone by. Will Shemp along the right wing boards. Tries a pass for Furlong. That's picked off by Boltina. And now here comes Ricidi. 3 back for Tomball. Ricidi forced wide by Sun. Now centering pass to the side of the net. Backhanded out of the zone. Here's Boltina. Cisneros wedges it in deep. Wynn couldn't clear the zone. Shemp carries back behind his own net. This is Will Shemp, number 11. Turning with it in his own corner. Here's a centering pass that's intercepted. Tomball having trouble clearing the zone. Down low, Cisneros couldn't get a shot off at the side of the net. Coming down to 5 minutes remaining. Kukla couldn't get it out to the neutral zone, but Bill Sun can. And Sun with a burst of speed is denied by Boltina. Now carried in by Kukla. Centering pass is intercepted. He tried to get it to Will Shemp. Here comes Boltina. Boltina hassled from behind by Furlong. Lifted his stick, but Boltina ended up getting a shot off anyway. Goes well wide, and then a deflected puck hits the screen behind goal. And that will stop things with 4:48 remaining in the third period. 8-3 Panthers. Cohen Grubb will see this faceoff come to his left in his own end. Now it's Gross, shoots, directed, redirected, and ricocheted into the left wing corner. There's a centering pass, and Hayden Haas couldn't get on the back end of it. The pass from Brendan Ryan. Here's Weber. Up ahead, out of the reach of Gilstorf. Hayden Haas brings it in. Left wing side, his shot is off target. 4:25 remaining. Jackson Gross plays it down the boards deep. Coming back up the boards. Haas with a wrist shot. Grubb says no. Gives up a rebound. That'll be played out by Persons. Boltina ahead for Ryan. Comes in across the line with Hayden Haas. Haas with a centering feed. Then a wrist shot by Ryan is shouldered away by Grubb. And now a bouncing puck, and Grubb able to locate it. In the last 3:55 of tonight's game, it is 8-3 Ridge Point. First game of our doubleheader. So all the straight Jesuit Crusaders defeat Cinco Ranch. Final score of that one, 4-1. Crusaders as they finish the regular season 20-0-0. First team to do it since the Woodlands back in the 02-03 season. Woodlands would cap it off with a Justice Cup championship. Jackson Gross at center. Ahead for Haas, carried in by Gibson. Gibson with a wrist shot, softly deflected by Wynn, and it rolls to Cohen Grubb. 3:27 to go in regulation. 5-goal deficit for Tomball. They lost the first meeting between these two clubs 9-1 back in December. So they've allowed less goals for the moment, and they've scored 2 more than they did in the matchup in December. Wynn puts on the brakes, almost lost it at point-blank range, gets it back, lifts it to the blue line. Play is going to be delayed offside, but Tomball carries out with Blake Shemp. Here's Roger Gopal ahead for Ozarkoya. Ozarkoya drops it back to Roger Gopal, shoots wide. Cisneros taken into the glass by Bill Sun, and Sun lifts it clear. Less than 3 minutes to play as Ricidi strides in. Motors down in the corner, taken off the play. Lifted, point blank range, couldn't get a shot off as he was disrupted by Sun. Back come Tomball. In across the line. Furlong drops it back for Will Shemp. Tries to get a shot off, does get a shot off, and he sailed it wide. Less than 2.5 to play. Ricidi loses it. Will Shemp forced wide by Ricidi. Below the goal line, behind the net. In the first centering feed, still in possession of the puck, drops it back to Vito Cardona, left point, strides along the blue line, carries in on his backhand, right wing circle. Centering pass got all the way through, onto the stick of Will Shemp, then he loses it to Ibrahim. 13 minutes gone by here in period number 3. It is 8-3 Ridge Point. In the neutral zone. In on from right to left, Furlong. And he's wiped out on the play by Jackson Gross. Make that Ricidi. Will Shemp on the forecheck. Played up out of the zone by the Panthers in the last 90 seconds of our matchup here tonight. Spun back in deep by Ridge Point. It's Persons to play it. Forecheck is on from Brendan Ryan. Haas below the goal line for Ryan. Looking for a centering pass. And Haas couldn't get a shot off. He was within about 6 feet of the goal. 1:10 to go. Boltina slaps one. That is kicked away by Grubb. Puck ricochets onto the stick of Weber. And he will shovel it back out to the neutral zone. Backhand it behind Gulstorff. It's a turnover. Here comes Hayden Haas. Haas across the blue line. Watched by Persons. Swung around to the right wing corner. Gibson to play a centering pass that's picked off by Persons. 45 seconds to go. 8-3 Ridge Point. Boltina tries to cancel out Persons, who stays in possession. And then it is kept alive, almost skating it out on a breakaway with Boltina. Now Haas has an opportunity, angled off by Sun. Backhanded back into the Panther zone with 25 seconds to go. Ridge Point up by 5. Almost intercepted by Kukla, who ends up backhanding it back into the Panther zone. Here comes Ozarkoya from left to right. Loses it at center with 10 seconds remaining. Flipped up by Boltina. Into the zone, Haas cutting to his left, shoots, punched away. Oh, that went in! I thought Cohen Grubb was going to punch it away, and it got past him. Another goal gives Ridge Point 9. And the goal scored for the 4th time tonight by Hayden Haas. And they wind the rest of the time down. And this game is the final, with the Ridge Point Panthers defeating Tomball 9-3. Back with post-game coverage after these messages here on the Legacy Sports Network.
What's in a name? A name can tell you a lot about a company. Take First Community Credit Union, for example. First Community Credit Union is just a better place to bank. They serve the families and businesses in the Houston, Katy, and Fort Bend communities. They take pride in the name First and want to be the one you look to, well, first, because they've been a leader in the financial community for the past 50 years. With services like free checking, free bill pay, and a free Visa check card. as well as great rates on auto, mortgage, equity loans, and credit cards. First Community Credit Union promises to make a first-rate financial difference in your life. Find out why FCCU is just a better place to bank. Think first. First Community Credit Union. See what your friends, co-workers, and neighbors have been keeping a secret all these years. For more information, go online to fccu.org or call 281-856-5300 today.
Final scores tonight. Straight Jesuit defeated Cinco Ranch 4-1. Finished off their regular season 20-0 for the first time since the Woodlands did it in the 2002-2003 campaign. Second half of our doubleheader, the Ridge Point Panthers 9 and the Tomball squad 3. Coming up next Friday night, it's an ISHL playoff doubleheader as we will have a pair of South Division postseason matchups for you. First, it's the Ridge Point Panthers against the Cinco Ranch Cougars at 6:10. Then the 4-5 tilt, we'll see the Pearland Friendswood Flyers meet Seven Lakes Spartans at 7:50. Our coverage will get started at 6 o'clock right here on the Legacy Sports Network. So until then, this is Michael Silver saying so long from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. This has been a presentation of the Legacy Sports Network and Max Sports TV. Until next Friday night, so long everybody.